How many of you have a stack of DVDs just sitting in the corner of the room collecting dust and you haven't picked up one for a while? You wouldn't be the only one, as streaming has become so incredibly popular and convenient, nobody wants to pick up a stack of DVDs anymore. Today I want to talk to you guys about the reasons why we should still be buying physical media and how we can maybe kind of transform from the digital era back maybe a little bit to the physical side of movie going, because I think this is really the way we should be going. So leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and let me know in the comments down below if you have a stack of DVDs like this one here. It's probably not as cool. I'm pretty proud of this one. But jokes aside, let me know if you have any favorite movies in there, and let's get right into it. Look at this case. Tell me that this isn't one of the coolest designs for a movie. Like, come on. Like, look at the inside too. Look at the inside. You get a little paper that talks about the company, and then look at these DVDs as well. These are things you don't get from digital. You have to buy physical to get the experience of this. This is crazy. This is one of my favorite cases. So here's the thing. Listen, I understand that not every case looks like that one. That one cost a little bit more, right? But still, the ability to have a physical copy and to be able to see it at any point in time is a really great thing, because there's a part of us that looks at this and kind of go, oh, I remember watching that. And you kind of remember going through the process of buying it. Buying physical copies of movies means that you really do enjoy the movie. I think that's the way we look at it now. It's not so much, I want to own this movie now. It's, oh, okay, this movie's great. I want a physical copy of it because I want to be reminded of it. But what about the actual quality itself? DVDs are much better than online streaming. They can do much higher quality. I don't think I really have to go much further in detail for that. If you want to know more, there are great videos out there that go into very good detail about this. You know, if you're a nerd for the stats, go for it, like myself. Nerd! But essentially, these are higher quality than you will get online. And that's great, because you want to get the best out of your movie, right? Now, a lot of you guys are probably saying, hey, listen, it's $10 here, $30 there, $40 for a brand new one, stuff like that. I understand. Physical media is expensive these days. The steelbooks, the nice designs you saw earlier, are expensive. I understand, but that's a collector's item. The other ones though, if you buy it on deal, you buy it on sale, you'll get a good deal. Don't worry. Blu-rays are really not that expensive, and they haven't really changed in price too much. And if you find a good deal, you can get these for pretty cheap. 4K discs, those are pretty expensive these days, I understand. But if you find a deal, you'll get it for a pretty good price. Here's another way to save money. Go on Facebook Marketplace, look around, see if somebody's selling it for a little bit cheaper. Go to your closest garage sale. There are people out there, they just want to get rid of their movies, so they'll sell it for $1 each. That's where you find and you win. When you go online, prices don't change unless the company decides to lower the price. You're waiting and waiting and waiting for Sony to be nice and give you a really good deal on the new Spider-Man movie, but you're not going to get it because they're only going to drop it 5%. That's where physical media has much more value and fluctuation, where you can actually maybe get a really good deal out of it. So far in this video, we've talked about the designs, the physical aspect of it, the quality of the discs, and obviously the price as well. So let's talk about the ability to actually own what you own. So let me explain. When you buy a movie on iTunes, you're not necessarily the owner of the movie, because if iTunes for whatever reason decides to shut down randomly, you will lose access to the movie. So you're not really the owner of it, although it's unlikely iTunes is going anywhere. When you look at it that way, you're not really the owner. You're the licensed owner. You have the license to watch this movie on the platform. Physical copies are yours to keep forever. No one's taking this from you unless you get robbed, but you get what I mean here? Because in the digital era, we own nothing really. You know, there's always a chance that we just lose what we own, and it's really sad. Hi, thanks for answering the call. I'm not sure if the connection is really good. Let me just try this. Okay, perfect. Movieposters.com is the sponsor of today's video. Make sure you go check them out. They got many posters just like the one here on the wall. This is a reprint, or you can get real posters as well if you're interested. I'm lagging again. Hold on. Make sure you use code FORGOTTEN15 at checkout if you're interested in saving 15% off your entire order. Alright, back to the video. So we talked about the positives of owning DVDs, and I do want to touch on some of the negatives, and I understand that there are quite a few, I would say. So one of the big ones is obviously the physical side of it requires you to be more attentive and careful with your DVDs.
Scratch.
It's really hard to scratch them these days, but sometimes something can go wrong and you could scratch it. So it is a bit of a bummer when your favorite DVD gets scratched and then you have to find a way to fix it, you know, rub toothpaste on it. I heard works, I don't know. Now the other point a lot of you will probably make is it's just too convenient to stream. It's just easier for me. I'm at home, I've got it hooked up, I don't have to think about it, click a movie, go. Now that makes sense. Now a lot of you guys probably have pretty good taste if you watch this channel and you're able to just pick a movie easily and you're happy with that. But there are a lot of people out there who don't know what they want. And so they scroll and scroll and scroll for hours upon hours. And that's not good, right? Because there's a theory, or there's a proven theory, that when we have too much in front of us, we can't make a concise decision. So when we're left with just this stack here, let's say, it's much easier to just say, okay, that's the movie I want to watch today. And I want to touch back on the price a little bit here because streaming obviously is expensive as well. You know, you're paying $10, $20 here, $10, $20 there, and you have like 4 platforms that you're watching movies on, but you're spending, let's say, $100 or more a month just to watch what? A couple of movies? Here's a great example. There's a lot of people on Netflix who just pay for Netflix because they want to watch The Office.
We'll attack you with the North.
And yeah, sure, that's a valid reason, but you could just buy the series once. Yeah, okay, it's expensive right now, but in the long run, if you watch it 13 times over, you've made your money and you don't have to pay for Netflix if that's all you're using it. Unless you're somebody who watches like multiple movies every single day, I don't think it's reasonable to have to pay a subscription fee when you should just buy the movie you want to watch and call it a day. Now going back to the convenience part of streaming, and I understand it, right? I totally get it. Being able to download it to your phone and onto your laptop and just being able to watch on the go is like the most convenient thing, and technology's come a long way. But here's the thing, you can do it with physical media as well. Physical media gives you a code usually, and you will be able to watch the movie digitally and physically. So now you own it in 2 places. So if we go back to that old scenario where iTunes goes down completely and you lose all access to your movies, you'll still have the physical copy of that movie. And one more time, I want to stress that it's very unlikely that iTunes will go down. I know a lot of you guys are probably like, iTunes is not going anywhere. I know, it's not going anywhere. I'm just saying, if it did, you can actually take these physical copies and burn them and put them onto a NAS, an NAS. Without getting too complicated and too techy, a NAS is essentially just a chain of hard drives that you can put things on, and then that acts as a server. So you can access any media or anything that's on it, which is great. It's a great way to store things. So if you burn all the DVDs onto this, you can then access this NAS and watch your movies on the go. There are companies out there who do offer the ability to access them on the go and download through that. So if you've ever been on an airplane recently and you're wondering how on earth am I able to watch movies without any internet, well, you're actually connecting to the exact thing I just explained. It's the server, you connect to it, you put your movies on there, or they put their movies on there, and then you can watch from there. And you're not connected to the internet, you're on the go. The airplane one's a little more complicated, but it's not the greatest example, but it's essentially the same basics where you can access things on the go and watch. So why don't we do those things? And it's because it takes time to do all that. To take all these movies and put them on there, it's really difficult. There also is a few loops that you have to jump through to get that to work, because some of these movies are copyright protected. Watching movies these days has become so easy and convenient for a lot of people that it makes sense to want to use streaming. But I still think we should be looking at physical media, and it's a shame that it's starting to sort of disappear more and more. And it's just, there's a quality to it that's going to be lost forever. And it's not just about necessarily owning a DVD for the sake of owning a DVD. It's all the things I mentioned earlier in the video about the fun of actually picking out a fun case and seeing what looks good. And then, you know, finding deals. You'll maybe end up winning when you look for deals, you know. I'm probably ranting once again. I'm pretty good at that. So I'm going to leave it there. If you're new to the channel, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one where I'm probably not going to be yelling. No promises. See you soon.